significant amount of affordable housing. It was going to be spaced over 3 different projects. All told, it was going to be roughly 500 units. And really, the only thing that was standing in the way was Supervisor Howard Phillips. Last week, one of the 3 projects that was slated, it's called Westhab, and they were Westhab was given they nabbed a $12.1 million low-income housing tax credits for their project, which is an 81-unit affordable and supportive housing development on a village-owned municipal parking lot. And Westhab plans to build a 100% affordable rental project for qualified low-income renters at 60% AMI, which stands for area medium income or below. And the development includes 20 units with supportive services for homeless households. So this is going to be at 63 Maple Avenue, and it's going to be a mix of studios, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. The low-income housing tax credit is basically a federal program that gives developers the incentive to create affordable housing by offering these tax credits to investors who finance the projects. And the tax credits help offset the cost of developing affordable housing, which makes it more financially viable for the developers. The question here, as is the question with the other project that's still alive, which is the reinvention of the chair factory, is whether or not this, and I don't have the answer to this, but whether or not these tax credits will obviate the need for the needed pilot, which is the payment in lieu of taxes, which we've been talking so much about. Both this project and the chair factory, which is more than 300 affordable or workman housing, workforce housing, which is a little bit different than this project, have both been hung up, not at the county level, not at the village level, not as far as we know at the school board level. These are all the agencies that have to approve a pilot. The IDA has, the Industrial Development Agency, has also green-lighted pilots for these 2 projects. But again, as we say, the supervisor of Haverstraw has stood in the way of progress here. And so it remains I'm not sure at this point whether these tax credits, this $12.1 million in tax credits, along with a county grant for $3 million, a HALO grant that was given to this developer as well as the chair factory a couple of months ago as a revolving loan. So these projects, these 2 affordable housing projects, are moving forward in the sense that they have all of their, they're going through the, the land use boards. The Westhab, I believe, is all sewn up, all approved. They have the support of the county. They have the support of the IDA, and certainly Mayor Michael Kohut in the village of Haverstraw. This really is his vision, part of his vision to remake the village and to bring back fallow land and to make it affordable to be able to live in the county and to live in the village. So there's a question mark here, but certainly the $12.1 million tax credits are a big deal, and we'll have to keep watching how this thing evolves, because the county and everybody, every elected official likes to talk about how direly needed affordable housing is. So here's one of the key actually, it's really the only thing that I know about, except for one other development in Clarkstown, the Regan development, which is in Nanuet, which will bring about 50 affordable housing units to where the old where the Chase Bank still is. So other than that, there's not a lot of activity in terms of proposed affordable housing. So all eyes are on this. Switching tracks, I wanted to talk about, did you know that when Rockland County bonds for capital projects, that although we feel a pinch in our pocket, did you know that a lesser perk that comes along with this is that each time they bond, there is a spending on public art. I didn't know that. And so I went looking to find out a little bit more and discovered that there's a program called Rockland County Art in Public Places, AIPP. And it's a program that's been mandated since 1986. It's actually, yeah, local law. And 1% of the first 15 million of bonded county capital projects are allocated for the acquisition of works of art in public spaces. And the most recent example, and everybody should check this out, is an interesting sculpture at 26 Scotland Hill Road in Chestnut Ridge at the new county highway project. And this is a sort of, they call it, it's supposed to be sort of a ribbon of highway. I see more of a circular campfire of flames, but you know, that's just art. It's objective. But it's a really cool sort of rust-hued court and steel sculpture, and that's been erected, you know, in front of that sort of hulking complex in order to satisfy this law that was passed back in 1986. So that's 40 years ago. The legislators then who introduced this were Harriet Cornell and Bruce Levine. And, you know, Rockland is proud to mention in this way that, that the county is actually the only county in all of New York State, outside of New York City, that has a law like this. And, you know, it's funny because there are about 40 works of art that have been put into place over the years. And I was looking at them really online and thinking, how many times have I walked past these and maybe have not noticed them? You know, they just sort of become part of the, I don't know, the setting, the scenery, and we don't always stop and take time to look at the art. But it's there, and it certainly enhances the, you know, the atmosphere and you know, public. Well, as the law's language says, a public art program is one of the finest contributions a government can make to its citizens, since it provides the community with a unique identity, civic pride, and thought-provoking cultural landscapes, as well as a sense of community cohesion. This organization, well, I guess, yeah, Rockland County Art and Public Places, AIPP, on their website, they have an interactive map of where all the works of art are. So it's kind of interesting because, you know, if you're an art lover, and I am, it could be, it's a sort of a fun thing to do, is to, you know, get in the car and drive around and check out the pieces and have a discussion about, you know, what they are and what they mean. Interestingly, the payments for these commission art ranges from $10,000 to $150,000. Mostly they say that it's between 25 and 50. The county did pay $150,000 for this sculpture that we're talking about. Just to mention, the artist's name is DeWitt Godfrey, and the name of the sculpture is called Hedon, and it's a large scale. He's a large scale sculptor. He's based in Hamilton, New York, and he said that he named this sculpture Hedon, which comes from the Old English derivation of heed. And he said in his proposal, he said the essential mission of the highway department is to, quote, care for, maintain, and pay attention to our system of roads. So that's interesting because we often, you know, I guess don't appreciate how much is done. At the same time, it's not difficult to complain about the state of the roads, kind of both sides. But anyway, his interpretation of this is that it evokes a ribbon of highway, and that you know, that's the meaning of the sculpture. Have you seen it? Has anybody seen it?
I have seen it. I'm not sure that I get ribbon of highway out of that, but like you said, art is subjective. It is interesting to look at. There's no doubt about it. Some of the, if you like you said, if you go to their website, they've got the different pictures of the various installations they've done before. I got to tell you, I bike through the what's called the solar powered light installation on the Bridge Street drawbridge in Piermont all the time. Never realized it was a work of art. I just thought it was a really cool looking drawbridge. But again, it's more of a nighttime thing when you see the lights light up. I'm not usually there at night. I'm usually there during the daytime and biking on it. But it is a beautiful bridge in and of itself, just covering a small stream over there in the village of Piermont. Hey, Tina, thank you very much for your time as always. We got to move on because we have a show coming up after this. Just check out rcbizjournal.com. You can sign up for email newsletters. You can become an advertiser, do whatever you need to do. Get some wonderful news from the website. Thanks, Tina. Have a good day.
Have a great week.